Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? It's crazy how just one of those bills is worth more than all those stacks of dinars. Hopefully that'll change soon. Anyways, let's get back to Iraq and get caught up on the latest and greatest because there is a movement taking place. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so because when you do, it helps out the channel and you know I appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, go check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Also, a reminder that we do have a group on Facebook with the same name as the YouTube channel, Pimpy's Investment Chat. Come on over there and join us. The link is down below in the description. It's free to join. In here, you can talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. If you have any questions, post it in the group. There are plenty of knowledgeable people in there, if I can't get to it myself personally, who can answer your question. So what is happening? We can see right here that the coordination framework begins talks on replacing Sundhi as the prime minister candidate. If I remember correctly, Sadr made a threat that he wanted the parliament dissolved by Friday. I'm not sure if this is a little too late. We will soon see. An MP from the Fatah Alliance, Kademi, said Thursday that the coordinated framework has started discussions to replace Sundhi as the bloc's candidate for prime minister. Kademi told the news that what is important for the coordinated framework is to form a government and end the suffering of the people. He said the framework is discussing a replacement for Sundhi in case any talks with Sadr's movement hit a deadlock. What do you mean in case it hits a deadlock? Where has this news agency been? The Fatah Alliance is part of the coordinated framework along with the State of Law Alliance and the Alliance of National State Forces, the National Wisdom Movement, and the Islamic Virtue Party. Kademi said that the coordinated framework has formed a committee headed by the leader of the Fatah Alliance, Amari, and the committee has directly contacted the leader of the Sadrist movement and other Iraqi parties in order to hold a meeting. He said the meeting will be to reach a decision on Sadr's demand to hold early elections and the dissolution of the parliament, a discussion that would require the agreement of all parties. Sadr has demanded parliament be dissolved within 10 days. We'll see if they can come up with something. Here's the thing. It's a lose-lose for the coordinating framework. I can't see how they can benefit at all. Not without just throwing Maliki under the bus. If that's the case, well, then they have a chance. But as long as Maliki is aboard on their team, I can't see that happening. So now we have Sadr and his people, the coordinating framework and their people, getting ready to do protests come this Friday. This whole article talks about when and where and what's going on, as well as keeping us updated on what happened in the past protests. We'll drop down here. It says the political scene is in a crisis situation and dead end, unprecedented in the history of Iraq, as more than 300 days have passed since the early elections without being able to form a new government in the country. And the caretaker government headed by Al-Kademi remains. So I did think of a solution. I was thinking there's no way out of this. I've given it some thought, and Pimpy has come up with a solution that everybody should agree with over there. You ready for this? Why are we allowing the political blocs to choose the president and the prime minister? At least for this one time, allow the people to choose who they want. You put forward the candidates and let the people vote on it. And that will be who the president is as well as the prime minister. I understand that's not the way their agreement is set up as far as picking the president and prime minister. But since these people are in a deadlock and nothing is getting accomplished, I think the resolution is let the people choose. So put forward your candidates, let the people vote on them. Whoever wins, wins. No crying, no whining, because then it is truly a government being formed by the people. What do you guys think of that? Leave a comment down below. I think that is something that they should agree on, because if they're not going to surrender power, and the protesters are starting to grow in numbers, and people are starting to get really, really upset about what's going on, look, let the people decide. Over here, Urge and Al-Qademi, we are ready to hand over power, and accusing me of disrupting the formation of the government is nonsense. This article is huge. Al-Qademi goes on to, first of all, to defend the government that Al-Qademi has been running for the past 28 months. He explained what kind of situation they inherited, as well as all the steps that were taken. But he did bring up some interesting points that I had not reflected on. One, he said the whole entire time that he's been there, they've only actually had 6 months worth of a budget. Remember, when he got there, they wouldn't even vote on the budget at first, and then almost the whole year of 2020 went by before the budget for 2019 was passed. 2020 was passed, but they couldn't get 2021 passed. And by the time 2020 budget was passed, they only had a handful of months left over. And he was still able to accomplish so much in such a short period of time. That is asking a whole lot of a gentleman who just took over as prime minister without a cooperating government. Al-Qademi saying, look, there's only one solution, period. And that requires dialogue between the parties. They have to find a way to come up with an agreement. I say no, there is another alternative. Let the people decide. Start that movement over there, Iraq, if you really want to have, what kind of government do you want? Do you want Maliki in control of the government, or do you want Sauder's people in control of the government? I say let the people vote, and they would choose the president and the prime minister. Here's what I was talking about earlier. It said this government spent 28 months, and it is unfortunate during this period there was only a budget for 6 months. So how can the state work in the absence of a budget? Exactly, and now here we go again. They haven't even passed the 2022 budget. And we're already in month 8. Meanwhile, there is some good news. The central bank announces an increase in its cash reserves to $82 billion. I'm curious to see how high they can get this sucker pumped up. If they keep going at this rate by the end of next year, do you realize they'll be over $115 billion? That's a pretty big amount for reserves. It's on Thursday, the Central Bank of Iraq revealed the cash reserves had risen to $82 billion, as well as an increase in its gold balance to record levels. You want to talk about doing all the right things as much as they can for now to strengthen the dinar? This is it. So their foreign currency reserves are increasing, but so is their gold holdings. All these things strengthen the dinar if they could just get a stable government and a stable economy. The official spokesperson of the central bank said in a statement reported by the news, which has seen the information that the bank's reserves currently amount to $82 billion. Iraq also advanced 10 ranks in the table of countries with the most gold to become the 13th in the world and 4th in the Arab world, as its total possession exceeds 130 tons after purchasing an additional 34 tons. And this came within the bank's policy to achieve stability and the ability to confront local and international economic variables. Gold is one of the most important assets held by the central banks and international financial institutions due to the acceptance of level of international dealings. So great job, Iraq. So while your government is in disarray, at least there's some great things happening over there with their bank. Adding to the foreign reserves as well as to your gold holdings, both strengthen the Iraqi dinar. So there you have it. There's some good news, at least with the central bank, increasing their gold holdings as well as their foreign reserve holdings, both a major step towards strengthening the Iraqi dinar. Now, if we could just get the government going, stability in the country, stability in the economy, and the government, man, we would be well on our way to increasing the value of the Iraqi dinar. And also, what do you guys think of my solution, huh? Since they're in a deadlock and they can't get anything accomplished, why not turn it over to the people to decide who the prime minister should be, as well as the president? Chime in down below. I look forward to your comments. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll catch you later. I'm out.